Rolling Stone has a blockbuster piece out by Nikki McCann Ramirez explaining Trump's existing plan to contest the election. We started the show with, of course, Trump's going to claim it's rigged. Of course, Trump's going to claim that he won. And a clip of Kamala Harris saying, of course, we're preparing for that and we're going to be ready for it. Fine. Rolling Stone reports Trump is already talking to lawyers about contesting the election results. As the election approaches, the former president is preparing an all-sides offensive to challenge election results. The article explains Trump has reestablished contact with a lawyer who was involved trying to challenge the 2020 election. That lawyer is encouraging Trump to start laying the groundwork now. The New York Times has reported on this, and Trump has been speaking with Kurt Olson. He's a MAGA lawyer who was involved in a bunch of the state challenges back in 2020. Sources say Olson has been encouraging Trump start demanding voting machine data be preserved in the critical swing states. And Trump is reportedly entertaining Olson's advice, while others are worried that Trump is taking advice from this guy who's facing ethics complaints himself, and that this could all end up muddling the plans. In other words, there are people in Trump's campaign. This is so funny. It's not that the people around Trump are worried that Trump plans to contest the election. There's people around Trump who are worried that Trump is working with Olson on those plans because Olson is suffering ethics complaints that are against him. The article goes on to say, as previously reported by Rolling Stone, a major portion of their strategy hinges on leveling claims of fraud as early as possible on election night, as swing states count mail-in and absentee ballots that they are not allowed to touch before Election Day. As we know, Trump claimed that mail-in ballots were fraud. They said it was all fraud, and that's why he lost. So there are things we are not certain about, and there are things we can be very certain about. Based on all of the reporting and Donald Trump's previous actions and everything that he and others are saying now, that the only way he can lose is if it is rigged against them. Trump will say that he won, and Trump will attempt some strategy to try to take an election that he actually lost if he loses. The questions that are outstanding are, will it be an improved version of the strategy from 2020, or will he bring out novel and new ways of attempting to challenge, overturn, and subsequently steal an election? Now, I was on the Piers Morgan show yesterday, and this guy who goes by the name Officer Tatum, Brian Tatum, he argued that the only way Kamala Harris will win is if they figure out a way to rig it, that otherwise Trump would win by 20. I want to go on record right now. And, you know, it's like, this isn't really even controversial, but I know that it needs to be said. I'm telling you now, we are 2 weeks out. If Kamala Harris loses the election, 0% of my focus will be that it was rigged or stolen. My focus will be on why she lost, why the campaign failed to do what it needed to do, what this says about the electorate, what this projects about the next 2 and 4 years. That's going to be my reaction. I don't even have an interest. If you said to me, well, David, what if you could steal it for Kamala if she lost? I don't want to do that. That's not a way to run a country. That's not a way to win. In the same way that there are some Republicans saying, I'm putting country over party, Liz Cheney, Dick Cheney, Mitt Romney, Adam Kinzinger, Arnold Schwarzenegger, whoever, to different degrees, saying, I'm not voting Trump or I am voting Harris or whatever. To the extent that they are saying we need the rightful winner and we need a president who will preserve the guardrails of democracy, I only want Kamala Harris to be sworn in as president of the United States if she genuinely wins. If it's Trump, then we've got a hell of a situation facing us. But that's the situation. You don't try to steal it. So there is not a two sides thing to this where either side would try to rig it or steal it or put their No. Kamala Harris needs to win this thing. And if she doesn't, we can say, well, how much of it was campaign strategy? How much of it was Kamala Harris being the right or wrong candidate? And how much of it is about a population that, unfortunately, has had weaponized disinformation targeted at them, has fallen for it. doesn't know what the hell is going on, right? All of these will be factors. But there's no one on the left planning to steal it if Harris loses. If she loses, she doesn't get to be president, and that's it. You can't vapor smoke inside. You're tired of people seeing you put those little pouches in your lip. There is a nicotine alternative that people won't notice. Zippix nicotine toothpicks. Our sponsor Zippix makes the only nicotine toothpick on the planet that is FDA registered. You can use it anywhere, work, restaurants, airplanes, sporting events, after a meal. The toothpicks stay in a convenient little tube that goes in your pocket or on your keychain. It's way more convenient than carrying around a huge can of pouches all day or a whole bunch of gum or whatever the case may be. Zippix nicotine toothpicks come in flavors like peppermint watermelon, sweet wood, cinnamon, whiskey. If you're not a nicotine user, try out their B12 toothpicks with caffeine instead, a quick and easy alternative to coffee. Do your lungs a favor, cut the cigarette smoke, cut the vape juice. Go to zippixtoothpicks.com today. Save 10% with the code PACMAN10 at checkout. Just remember, you must be 21 or older to order. The link is down below.